Once again, don't forget to click like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can buy the merch when we get it done. Anyway, so I think I'm gonna try to stay here because this tells me how much time I have left. As I thought it did. That's annoying. Anywho, this is a waste of time. So, all right. So we'll talk about immediate causes. So this is again why things were so much worse than previously. I don't need the pen. Good. So one reason that this downturn was so much worse was because of what had been going on in the stock market, and part of that was because not part of it. I mean, you experienced this in the game, but a lot of people had money invested in the stock market. Stock market was very high, and people just started to do two things that are important to know. The first is speculation. So people would buy stocks that they just believed were going to go up for no reason, other than the fact that the whole stock market was going up. So a lot of people just putting too much money, and again, when people do that, that causes the stock market to actually increase further, which increases the speculation. So eventually, you have what's called a financial bubble, economic term, finance term, but that thing will pop eventually and you'll start to run out of money. And then as a result of the speculation, people started buying on margin. And part of this is the fault of the people investing, but a lot of this is kind of because of the banks and the stockbrokers. They would allow people to put up a small percentage of the stock up front and then pay the rest later. And that's great if the stock continues to go up, but if the stock crashes or goes down, then you're out a whole lot of money. So that was a problem. So eventually that led to a big stock market bubble, and what goes up must come down. Oh, why that keeps it there? That is ridiculous. Okay. I have this video. This is actually a link if you want to watch a video about the stock market collapse. If something interests you, check that out. But anyway, um, hmm, highlight. Oh yeah. Okay. Cool. Anywho, um, on September in September 1929, the stock market actually continued to fall, and this led people to take their money out of the stock market, and then that led more prices to fall, and then that led to more people to take stock money or money out of the market. And then eventually, by the end of October, you had Black Tuesday, where the stock market just bottoms out. And here's a picture of people just rushing to get to their stockbroker to try to get them to take the money out of the stock market before it all collapses. Now, as a result of that, you get another immediate cause, which is where the banks start to fail. This is like generally historians will say that the stock market's kind of a symptom of a larger problem, but things really get bad when the banks start to fail and you have a financial collapse. So most banks would give out loans for people to buy stocks with. People can't pay back their loans, the banks begin to lose money. Then there's a run on the bank. So this is an example of a run on the bank, people trying to get their money out because of the way our banking system works. The bank only keeps a like 10 to 20% of your actual account on file at any given time. So once they run out of money, at least back then, they were just done. So as a result of the financial collapse, the economy started to fall apart. GDP, which is like the broad measurement of the economy, was cut in half between 1929 and 1932. Businesses were making less money. That caused them to lay off workers. Unemployment went from a really low, below full employment actually, 3% in 1929 up to 25% in 1933. Just again, I say this for context, in at the lows of the Great Recession in 2008 to 2010 ish, the highest it really got was like 11, maybe 12%. And that was really bad. So this was much worse than that. And then those who were unemployed were less likely to be buying things, which kind of created this cycle where people would stop buying things, businesses would lay off employees. When they were laid off, they would stop buying things, businesses would lay off employees, and that kind of just went round and round and round. I'll skip the Hoovervilles for you. Where can it tell me how much time I have? It used to tell me. Wah, wah. Okay. All right, and then we have this third category, which is failed responses or responses and kind of impacts of the Great Depression. So one reason it was so bad as well, and it's not really a failed response. It was just that there was this worldwide recession that was going on after World War One. There wasn't a lot of trading going on. A lot of countries were hit hard by this, and this is a good sign if you look around the world that if other countries are doing very poorly, that recession is going to go on for a long time. So, 30 seconds. So they tried to pass the Smoot-Hawley tariff in order to fix things. That just made things worse. And then finally, the Federal Reserve, which should have probably lowered interest rates and increased the money supply, decided that they were going to keep the money supply tight and have interest rates rise. So here's a summary for you. And then also, I have this right here. I think this is a good little graphic organizer for you as well. If you have questions, just let me know. But I think this should be helpful for you in studying for the quiz.